Hey there, planners. It's time to set up my bullet journal and planner system for the month of August. This month, I'm going for a jellyfish theme, so I'm super excited. I've never used this theme before. I got to pull out the watercolors. I had a ton of fun. I'll talk about that, but I'll also talk about the very functional aspects of my planner, monthly planning, meal planning, goal planning, all of those things. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, to say I've had fun with this month's theme is a great big old understatement. I have had so much fun learning to watercolor jellyfish, and it involved a ton of videos, a ton of practice sessions. This is actually on watercolor paper, and so I had just a lot of fun watching some tutorials and practicing, and this is kind of the first attempt that I made early in the month of July at the August theme, and just absolutely love the way it turned out. So then I had to translate that into my my bullet journal, which I have done some of the setup already, but I still have some to do. I'm also using some jellyfish that I went ahead and watercolored on sticker paper and cut those out. So I'll be using these as we go through. And then I also have some other sticker paper that I've designed backgrounds on. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you are interested in seeing the actual painting of these jellyfish, and you'll see I've got some here, I actually did video myself painting these jellyfish, and I'm going to have that at the very end of this video. I'll have a timestamp down below if you would like to see, kind of watch the process of me painting the jellyfish. I feel like I want to focus on the planner setup first, and then for those of you who are interested in seeing the watercolor process, I'll leave that at the end so you can enjoy that too. Okay, so this is my cover page. So much fun. This is purely decorative, no function here. I love to do decorative cover pages. Here's the one for July. Just kind of setting the mood. Actually, the color scheme is not that drastically different, is it? I'm going to have to really switch it up in September to make this, so that I don't get into a color scheme rut here. But it was just so fun to paint these. I have been thinking about a jellyfish theme. In my mind, August is sort of the last month of real summer. Back to school happens in the month of August, and in September, I'm ready to get out all the fall decor. Now, I know it's still hot, at least where I live in the southern U.S., it's hot. So, it may not feel like fall, but by September, I'm ready to switch over to fall. So I wanted to go all out with a summer theme for the month of August. I have a feeling this is going to be a chatty video, so go get a beverage and let's have fun. Okay, so here is the place I plan to set up my monthly calendar. I sort of did a little bit of pre-decoration ahead of time because this bullet journal is fantastic for accepting watercolor. However, you can see sort of, if I turn it like this, you can see sort of the rippliness of the pages. That's the water drying. This paper has a really great coating on it. I'll leave information about this journal down in the description box below. But the paper has a fantastic coating on it that allows me to be able to watercolor on it without destroying the other pages. But it does take a long time to dry. So I did this sort of throughout the month, a little bit at a time, when I had time to kind of set my planner over to the side and let things dry. Now what I want to do is I want to get out some stamps and actually draw in the calendar and start to populate what is going on this month. So let me go grab a few supplies. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is use my big letter stamps and put the name of the month here at the top. The way I do this, I have found, of course you can get like this ink pad and stamp that way, but with these rubber stamps, especially rubber stamps, I find that using a black Tombow and just coloring right on the stamp like this, and then stamping, I find that to be the easiest. It's the quickest and it's the least messy. A lot of times with these rubber stamps, when I try to use the ink pads, I get like too much ink, or like the corners will get inky. So I have found this to be a really good technique, and it's really fast, and it keeps things, moving. Also, I can use different color Tombows. I have the full set of Tombows, so I think other brush pens would work. I don't see why they wouldn't. I think any, water-based ink pen would probably work here. So I've really enjoyed doing this. I would love to hear from you. If you have a different way of doing stamps, let me know that. So let me go ahead and finish stamping in the name here. All right, so I went ahead and stamped in the month of August. I also used my little pencil, which you probably cannot see, but I went ahead and drew in the grid for the monthly setup. This month I'm going for boxes that are separated, so individual. I've got these really cool acrylic markers that I got off of Amazon, and they have a thin point and then they have a brush pen point. I'm planning on using the thin point, and I'm going to be doing the darker purple in here to draw out the boxes. And then I also grabbed this really old set of date dots. I want to say this is from Happy Planner. One of the Happy Planners, maybe. Could be Erin Condren. I have no idea. But I've had it forever, but the purples just kind of match perfectly, so I'm going to be using the date dots from this sticker set. So I'm going to draw these in and then put the date dots on, and then I can start actually populating my monthly calendar. I am telling you what, these acrylic markers are amazing. I absolutely love them. I can't believe they were so inexpensive. I love them for this type of stuff. So you can see I didn't use a ruler or anything. I've got little, like little swirly. Some of them aren't completely straight. I actually like that because the theme is jellyfish and it's under the water. I am thinking that before I put down my date dots, I want to give these sort of like a little shadow, maybe with a pink color or with a lighter purple. So let me test out a couple of these. Okay, so I love that. I love the way it looks. That's part of the reason why I love to do sometimes the calendar blocks that are separated with a little space, because then you can add the little drop shadow. I think that's so cute. All right, now I'm going to pull off the date dots and put those on. And I've got these little handy tweezers. I actually had to buy a pair of these craft tweezers again recently because I lost them. I had the same set forever and ever, but they are so perfect for this type of little tiny stickering where my fingers just get in the way. All right, so all numbered up, and then the last thing I want to do is just write the days of the week across the top, and I think I'm going to pull in this pink color by using this pink to do that. Now I'm all set up so I can actually start to put in some of the things going on. My next step is to get to the functional part of this. I have a future log at the beginning of this planner, and if I remember correctly, yeah, August has a ton of things going on. So I need to pull all of this. I'm also going to be using my Google Calendar on my phone. So I'm going to make sure I get everything populated in here. I'll probably use just a few stickers, not a lot here. Just keeping this pretty simple, but let me get this populated and I'll give you a look at what it looks like once it's all filled out. All right, so I've got a lot of stuff plugged in. It is back to school season. It is volleyball season. Everything is getting back up and running. So lots going on this month. I've captured a lot of it, not all of it. There's still some things to add, but I thought this would give you a pretty good view of what it looks like. How's your August? Is it crazy busy? Does it feel like to you August is the last true month of summer? like, I don't know about you, but September gives me those fall vibes, and I'm ready for fall in September. I know that's not really what the weather reflects, but September is definitely that transitional month for me. So getting everything, squeezing all the goodness out of summer in the month of August. So master calendar, this is sort of my one reference, my one version of the truth when it comes to what my plans are. I will also come in here and plug in things like The Rings of Power is a TV show that I watch, and it is going to be, the next season is coming out in August. I'm going to be plugging that in. Things like that that matter to me, I will also plug in here in addition to just schedule things. So I also use this to populate my weekly setups, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Okay, turning the page. Next, two spreads are my monthly meal plan and my brain dump list, my running list of things to do. Here I did just kind of the bottom of the jellyfish in the middle of the page. This was so much fun to do. So what I'm going to do is give this a heading and this a heading, and then list out the days and go ahead and start my brain dump list here. I'll set that all up and then come back and show you what it looks like. All right, so here's very simple spread set up. I have my meals with the title. I also have my to-do list. I started just by making the dots, and I will capture things. I need to do a formal brain dump, but I am going to save that because I am going to be doing a more detailed video about my monthly reset process. So I'll be covering that, but I did add just a few things that are coming over from the previous month or top of my mind. So I absolutely love to have meals on a monthly basis, be able to plan that and look at them on a monthly basis. It's great reference for the future when I'm running out of ideas. So I like to have that here. All right, the next spread is going to be goals. I need to give it a title. I need to write out my overarching goals, and then I am going to save most of this page for a specific video about my goal setting on a monthly basis. You can see I just kind of did the rough sketch watercolor of the jellyfish. I'm thinking I might come in with some ink and actually draw a jellyfish over it. I'm not 100% sure, so let me play around with this a little bit and I'll show you what it looks like when I get it all finished and set up. All right, so I did end up coming in here and drawing some jellyfish sort of outlines with my pen. I think it looks much better than the blobs that I had there, but it also allowed me to kind of capture what each one of my goal categories are. I have my quarterly goals, which are aligned to my yearly goals, listed out here, and I left myself space to capture what my goals for this month are going to be. And then I also put in my verse of the year, which includes my word of the year, which is renew. I like to keep that, rewrite that every month and kind of keep it at the top of my goals because it does set the tone for what my goals are going to be this month. I am going to film a detailed monthly reset video, kind of walk through step by step how I go about determining what these goals are. There's typically 2 or 3, maybe 4 at the most bullets for each one, things I'm trying to go after this month related to my goals. So stay tuned for that. The next page is where I begin to set up my weekly pages. And so what I'm thinking I will be doing this month is using these little sticker watercolor jellyfish. I am so excited about these because, for one thing, I did not even know that you could watercolor on sticker paper. And so now that I have discovered that, that's awesome because, as you can tell, in some of the earlier pages, it makes the paper wrinkly. Well, this totally solves that problem. If you don't want sometimes I like the paper to be a little wrinkly, but on my weekly pages where I'm going to do a lot of writing, I really don't. So I'm going to be putting in the weekly setups using these little jellyfish as I go. I think I'm probably going to break it up by color, maybe. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but anyway, I will come back and do a flip through when I have all of this set up. All right, weeks are all set up and I'm super happy with the way this turned out. I feel like I have stumbled upon something amazing when it comes to watercoloring on sticker paper because I'm able to get that watercolor design on my pages without having the wrinkle effect left over. So it's really cool. I will say say, you know, watercolor paper that's specifically designed for watercolors, it definitely allows for better blending of colors and, you know, it dries better. But for the purposes of my bullet journal and being able to add in some decor, this is amazing. So there's the first week with my blue jellyfish. I've got my to-dos and then the days of the week where I can write out what's going on and, you know, to-do stuff like that. Second week, I actually took one jellyfish and cut it in half and then put half over here and half over there. So it's giving the illusion of two, but it was really only one to begin with. And then, you know, same layout. I use kind of the same layout every week, just space for days of the week and then one master to-do list. And then I have my orange. Okay, so this was really cool. I took big sheets of sticker paper, and this is actually the one that this came off of, and I watercolored over the whole sheet and then kind of let it dry and cut it up just to be washi or sides or additional decor. And you'll see that I used it a couple times. I did a couple different sheets, and I really, really like the way the effect that it is having on the page. Having my planning in the middle, have my little jellyfish there, and then having some additional colors, watercolor on the sides. So really like that. It's my orange week. Of course, I have to have a Dutch door. I love Dutch doors. So I was kind of running out of jellyfish. So I went ahead and used the two of the stickers on the Dutch door. And then I went over it with pen because I also added in a jellyfish in pen and used the acrylic markers to add some color there. So I think it blends the two techniques together pretty well, and I really like the way this week came out. So I've got pink and purple jellyfish stuck down here and here, and then I drew a pink and purple jellyfish as well. And then my final week, grabbed two more. I did a blue sheet and a green sheet of that, just watercolor over the entire paper and put that down. Used my last two jellyfish and then gave myself the weekly setup. So I am really, really excited about the way that this month turned out. I love the theme. I feel like this is the last hurrah of summer, this month of August, and I've never done a jellyfish theme. Watercolor is so fun. I'll have my watercolor tutorial, just kind of, not tutorial, but just the watercolor video of me actually watercoloring some jellyfish at the very end of this video if you want to check that out. But this has been really fun to set up. So stay tuned for more detail on how I set my goals up. And I would love to hear from you. How is your planner going? Your planner setup for August going? Are you excited about the end of summer? Are you sad to see summer leaving us after this month? Or does summer just keep right on going for a month or two more for you? Let us know down in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me. And here comes some watercolor jellyfish.